Was bisher geschah. Warm, dry, and full of drink, we find our party at the Jolly Dwarf, celebrating the victory over Hulil and her bandits. They await the news from Elro regarding the dangerous blue vials. Elro reveals that the artifacts themselves are not the cause of the illness. It's, in fact, the powder used to color the glass. When they are damaged, the blue spores leak out, and any person unlucky enough to make contact with it will die a slow, cold, freezing death. He forms a plan for the party to sail to the island of Foren to meet a contact in the outpost of Sarinia, an ominous figure he describes only as the buyer. Finding any information about Ergen's adventure is critical if they are to retrace the old dwarf's steps. Before they set out, Elro offers each of the heroes a pick of some of his old treasures as a reward for their bravery. Mundo the Bard takes a new whip, yet feeling he's owed a bit more for his work, he charms Elro into handing over another treasured item, a fresh piece of armor. Rook receives a new battle axe, making him even more of a threat in a fight than before. Farodin a new quiver, granting him arrows of the elements. Mibozu chooses a magical ring of transformation, permanently stuck to the mouse setting. Our party, happy with the new gear, agrees to set out to the docks, but first a quick visit to one of the realm's most infamous vendors of fine goods, Gary the Goblin.
I do not have time for this.
In spite of needing supplies for the long journey ahead, the group finds Gary's prices a little unfair, and after some very amusing, to Gary anyway, five-finger discount attempts by the group, they leave the greedy goblin and head to the docks. A single ship awaits them on the icy water, a simple merchant vessel. Captain Jester of the Quick Maple waves them aboard. The cheerful older man greets them well. His first mate, Thodan, on the other hand, stands arms crossed, towering over them. Jester explains with a laugh that his Goliath friend was never one for words. They set sail, Farodin taking watch in the crow's nest, Rook and Mibozu playing cards, and Mundo at the bow practicing a familiar tune on his lute. The auroras light the northern night sky, dazzling the travelers. This, in combination with Mundo's masterful luting, causes Captain Chester to lose focus of the helm. Hours later, Chester realizes the ship has now drifted into dangerously deep water. The waters can be home to some of the region's most deadly creatures. After writing the course, a few tense moments pass. A deep call is heard from under the ship. It gets louder as the sea around the ship begins to churn. The frightened captain, struggling to keep course, yells, "Dragon Turtle!" just as the gigantic beast breaks through the water. The adventurers hold fast, all except for poor Mibozu. The wave striking the ship tosses him back and he slams into the wooden railing. Farodin attempts to communicate with the great dragonkin. He learns that the beast is hungry for magic. The ship now being swung back and forth like a pendulum, Chester pleads with the group to give it what it wants before the ship is torn apart. Taking a chance, they toss one of the two blue vials Elro gave them, hoping its magic will be enough to calm the animal. They succeed. The dragon turtle turns its attention to the offering and sinks back down into the blue darkness. Battered, wet, and a little shaken, they assess the damage to the ship. With some twisted bit of luck, the ship can still sail, and they limp their way to Foren, all eyes scanning the water, just in case the beast wants seconds. Arriving on the island, they are greeted at the Sarinia docks by a dwarven woman, Morgo, who shows them about the outpost and points them to the home of the buyer. The eccentric elf welcomes them, and after the party explains their situation and mentions Orgon, the buyer claims Orgon had a friend in the camp, Orvo. He also reveals he himself has a magical chest, able to transport anything placed within it instantly. He offers to use this to get their cure back to Palebank Village as fast as possible. With their new lead and the buyer offering a hefty bag of gold for any artifacts they may find later, they head to Orvo to find out where exactly the dwarven pair found these vials. They find Orvo, hands outstretched over the fire in his tent. His happiness as he welcomes the visitors melts away when he learns the fate of his former adventuring partner. He tells the group about the Eorian crash site, an area where a piece of the old empire fell from above and smashed into the surface. It was there they found many treasures. It was there Orgon found the vials. The party, now convinced of their path, they stand before the untamed wilds of Foran. This icy waste has claimed countless lives. Extreme weather, hostile terrain, foul beasts, deadly ruins, and even greater threats await them. Will they find the cure in time?